Hey guys, Phoenix Spring Tarot here. So I want to start off with this reading. You've seen the thumbnail, etc. I just want to start off this reading by saying all messages in this reading and on my channel are alleged until proven fact. We are not looking into the energies around these people and this situation from the perspective of gossip and pushing gossip narratives. That's not what we do on this channel. That's not what we're doing here. We're doing it more from us as a collective, observing this situation and understanding the key takeaways for the expansion and groundedness of our collective awareness. All right. So the readings are done from a position of objectivity. I try not to take any sides. If there is a bias that emerges, I would mention it during the readings. So this is looking at the current energies as of the date, the 25th of March. So we're smack in the middle of eclipse season. So information and downloads can sometimes be trying and contradictory, but I'll try to muddle my way through. So what we're going to start off by doing, I'm going to start off by channeling the messages from my spirit guide team. They've given me messages beforehand, which I've documented, and then we'll go into a deep dive via the tarot. Okay. So this is my understanding of the situation as of now, the 25th of March. Kanye has included his daughter in a joint song with Diddy that Kim was trying to get an injunction to stop. Kanye then comes out with Twitter posts alleging that Jay Z and Beyonce's children have autism, which Jay Z and Beyonce had not previously revealed. And he came out with further messages saying this is why you shouldn't get IVF. And note, I'm paraphrasing the situation here. Also, Kanye accused the Kardashians of children trafficking, and he hasn't seen one of his sons Saint in 6 weeks. Okay, so that's the information I have that I'm doing this reading from. Now, the messages from my spirit guided team regarding this situation before going into tarot, they made 4 points. Point number one, they when tapping into this situation with my team, what my spirit guide team said is that Kanye talking up, it's not about the children. That's what they say, i.e., Jay Z and Beyonce's children, or even Kanye and Kim's child North. They're saying it's not about the children. The guide said that they are being used as pawns or chess pieces in a bigger game that the collective are not seeing. So that's the first message from my guide team. The second message is an aspect of this bigger game. The game is multifaceted. So an aspect of the game that's being played is to draw Jay Z out, is what they said, for Jay Z to make a move that backfires on him. That's what they're trying to do. Hang on just one moment. There's something else coming through regarding this. One moment. Yes, thank you. Another message that's also coming through right now from the Spirit Guide team, it's as if they are prodding and they're digging. It's like with Jay Z, and I mentioned this in a previous reading on Jay Z, it's like there's a dam around, like a dam walls. So there's a lot of water waiting to come through, but like there's a dam wall. Dams have walls, like a really thick wall with information, and the wall is holding at the moment. What people are trying to do now is chip away at this wall, chip away at someone's defenses. And the intention behind doing that is for other people to join in terms of bringing the wall down, the wall of protection around Jay Z. That's another message that they're giving me right now. So, going on to my documented channel messages, I have the third insight that they gave me, the reason why for this attack on the children and so on. And again, this is following on from the channel message I got earlier. There are a number of reasons. They're saying that there is something about Jay Z being responsible, or P. Diddy feeling that Jay Z had a part to play in him currently being in jail. There is also a sense from Diddy and even from Kanye to a certain extent, of Jay Z turning his back on them. They're also giving me the energy of envy and jealousy. So that's another aspect of energy that's coming through. And it's envy and jealousy that Jay Z outsmarted them when it came to how the game is played. Again, this is a message from the guides when they're using terms such as how the game is played. I've always said this about, and even reflecting on past readings that I've done on Jay Z, I've always said this about him, that many times when people are playing checkers, Jay Z is playing chess. So they're showing me that. They're showing me that Jay Z may see something. So they're giving me an example of what Jay Z is like. So they're saying that Jay Z may see something coming down the road for you that you may not see. And Jay Z would not necessarily give you the heads up and warn you. Instead, Jay Z may simply just disappear and put his own house in order. Like they're giving me, like, it's as if that's Jay Z's energy. That's the energy they're giving me. So they're saying with the Diddy's and the Kanye's and even to 50 Cent to a limited extent, there is resentment towards Jay Z. The fourth point that they raise is that a lot of people who are following this story are currently asleep. So so many times when people are looking in on it, they're just seeing, oh, the children are being attacked. Oh, it's just a matter of that. Oh, Kanye shouldn't do this because children are off limits and da 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 da. And of course, that's true. Children are off limits. He had no right to oust some if their child has a medical condition or a disability, etc. It's not Kanye's place to say that. Everyone could be in agreement with that. However, what the guides are saying is that this game that's being played is more layered and more nuanced. There are no winners, there's no right or wrong, there are no losers. That's what they're saying. And what they're also saying as well, the fifth point is when something in life seems very obvious, it's a matter of not always ask the why. Don't jump to conclusions. Don't listen to other people's opinions about how you ought to feel. Tap into your intuition and tap into your inner wisdom to understand what is the real energy resonance behind this situation. What is it that's truly going on that's being played out in front of our eyes? Because it's a bigger game. It's something bigger. Like when they're showing me an image of this in my mind's eye, like the children are just like a small speck like this. And there's a whole lot of stuff going on in the background. Okay. Anything else? Now, they've given me a message on Kanye's energy, which would take us into this reading. With Kanye's energy, this is point 5. What they've said is when you don't care what society thinks of you and you operate from a space of disregard for the rules of what is right or wrong, disregarding the rules of the simulation, disregarding the rules of those behind the veil, you are able to access a power that makes you dangerous. Okay? That's the final message on Kanye. Okay, so spirit guides, guardian angels of the highest divine light, of the highest frequency, please protect myself, please protect and bless those viewing this reading. May we only channel messages of the highest frequency, of the highest light, of the highest truth, of the highest accuracy as it pertains to this situation. May we channel nuance elements of this situation for the expansion and the elevation of the collective awareness. Thank you very much. Okay, so in this reading, we'll just, off the back of that fifth message on Kanye, we will just go into the energies regarding Kanye's headspace, what Jay Z and Beyonce think of this, what Kim thinks of this, and we'll see if any predictions want to come through. Okay, so Kanye's headspace. I may need to change this back actually. Okay. Kim is featured. Hang on. They're drawing me here. Hang on, let me just. Oh, my cards are falling apart. No. Let's do it later. Perfect. Right. We got it. Got it. We got it. Okay. Yeah, great. Okay. So they're drawing me here to the middle, this 9 of Wands, of someone being, notice that their head is bandaged. They're telling me head being bandaged here is not necessarily mental health or mental health issue or someone acting from that space. I'm feeling that a lot of this with the 9 of Wands is someone lashing out. And this is Kanye's energy that we're in, someone lashing out. And this person is looking on a divine, like this is a divine feminine energy of prominence. Do you know what? It's really, really interesting. But overall, a lot of what this energy is saying to me. Okay, but Kanye is multifaceted. I'm just saying what I'm seeing from these energies. A lot of it is someone who is on the outside looking in. on the outside looking in on people, particularly women, particularly the divine feminine. So this is representing the likes of your Kim Kardashian, the likes of Beyonce, and so on. And it's looking in on that and the family unit and the families and so on that have been created or they have managed to create. However, Kanye is coming in at an energy of a knight. It, so he's coming in on a knight expecting to control or rule a major arcana empress energy. The energy doesn't match. What he's bringing to the table doesn't match. Like with the Four of Cups, people don't want what he's offering anymore. It's going back to my previous reading of being shut out and still trying to be relevant and feeling from the outside. Like this is the, with the wands in the background, it's like the wands being put up and shutting someone out, right? So that's what I'm picking up here. And it's that pain of not being relevant anymore, or his relevance not having the potency and the impact that it once had. Again, and I say I don't pick up mental illness with Kanye is not to say that mental illness does not exist. I'm not saying that. I'm not a medical practitioner. That's not what I'm saying. But anytime I'm tuning into his energies, I am not seeing someone acting from a space of mental health. I am seeing someone acting from a space of, and they're showing me this more prominently, it's like wanting or coveting something that someone else has, and it's wanting to poke holes in it. So when we look at the likes of Jay Z and Beyonce, the likes of Kim, and so on, with this Ten of Pentacles, this is talking about richness, it's talking about legacy, it's talking about family. We have family members of different generations here. And they present themselves as people to be admired and this and that. And what Kanye is trying to say here is, no, they're not. No, this isn't it. He's trying to attack and bring down the our perceptions of them. Whether it's for, oh my God, 10 of Wands underneath here as well. Whether our perception of them is, like the Jay Z, the Beyoncé's, the Kardashians, whether our perception of them is right, whether our perception of them is wrong, in the context of this reading here, we are not going to go into that. We're not making judgment calls on it. I'm just sticking to the energies. Okay. And that's how he feels. It's sort of like you don't deserve your success. While Diddy is sitting in jail and you guys are out scot-free, you shouldn't be doing that because your hand is as dirty as theirs are. But instead of coming out with these direct allegations, for instance, it's like with the Page of Cups, he makes, like, pages are children really in here. He makes these like outbursts, like a fish jumping out of a cup is unexpected. It's an outburst. With the water in the background, it's like triggered by his emotional space. With the Queen of Cups and with the Page of Cups, a lot of it is talking about his emotional space and the lack of healing in his emotional space. And a lot of it is him reacting from that. Now we have the hangman energy here when it comes to him acting from an emotional space. And I'm picking up with this hangman that he's trying to choose a new tactic here. So before with Bianca, it was about her going naked and trying to be in the headlines. Now he's trying a new tactic to shock people. So this is some epiphany that he's had, or some information with the hangman that he's come into recently, or an awareness that he's had, some sort of strategy that he's looking to put together in his mind. It's all on him. He's just like, it's reactive. He's very reactive, or yeah, that's the best way they're giving it to me. Just for the sake of it, I'm not going to ask the question whether Jay Z and Beyonce's children have autism. I'm not going to ask that. Oh gosh, do we even ask whether Kim Kardashian is trafficking? What did he mean by that? Let's just ask that for the sake of it. What did he mean by their trafficking? What does he mean by their trafficking? With the Wheel of Fortune, this is the Wheel of Fortune in this context, and the Page of Cups is just Kanye talking out the side of his neck, basically. Like it doesn't hold any weight. With a Seven of Pentacles, what I'm picking up with this energy here, like there is something with the Seven of Pentacles and with the King of Swords. Like there's a legal upper hand that Kanye has been trying to get with the temperance energy on the Kardashians. There's a legal upper hand he's been trying to get, and he hasn't been successful in doing so. Or I suspect something legally in the background has happened regarding one of their companies, or Kanye wrote, and this is not, Kanye has his Adidas contract and blah 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 blah. Yes, there are all those contracts, but this seems to be a contract between Kim and Kanye. So it could be regarding Skims, it could be regarding one of those things like she's changing the name of Skims or changing the name of the cosmetics. That may have something to do with this. I'm not like the message around that is murky. And as I said, we're in eclipse season. So I'm it could be that I'm seeing a lot of half truths here. Um, but yeah, there was something about paying off money or someone paying off money to either keep someone quiet or have paid off money regarding a contractual agreement, and then Kanye realizing, oh gosh, he shouldn't have done that, or he shouldn't have taken the money, or something along those lines is coming through here. I'm also picking up an energy. Let's go, while we're in here, let's go into what Kim thinks about all of this. What does she think about this? Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, thank you for the messages so far. What does Kim think about this? And then we'll circle back to Jay Z. Oh, oh my goodness. We have the Ten of Pentacles again. We have the Ten of Pentacles again. Lovers card. Interesting. Don't be surprised if Kanye making these outbursts and so on against Kim. I said in my last reading on Kanye that, on Kim and Kanye, well, towards the end of the reading, I did say that Kim had someone, right? And that was very, very early on. Like it hadn't been confirmed, but I'm seeing this in Kim's energy here. And a lot of this acting out is, don't be surprised if it's Kanye acting out about Kim having someone. When I tapped into the energies of the guy Kim was with, I did say that is a good man, Savannah. Like she has gone for a type that's like Kim has learned her lessons. She's integrated those lessons. She's gained her wisdom. She's starting a new cycle in terms of whoever she's with. It's not to say that it's very serious just yet, but there is interest there. They're solid in terms of Kim and this guy. And again, it's the way the guy feels about her family, and it's the support that the guy gives her when it comes to the family. But with Kanye, he doesn't like any. I think he probably feels that Kim should be single forever or something along those lines, because a lot of the outbursts, I wouldn't be surprised if it's to do with his awareness that there's someone around his children. I wouldn't be surprised if it has to do with that as well. Again, repeating, remember this comedian that Kim was seeing, and the comedian tattooed the names of the children. I'm seeing his face, but I can't remember his name. As a comedian who's dated all these female celebrities. Okay, fine. Now, with the Five of Wands energy, that we're in Kim's energy now, right? So that's describing her boyfriend and so on. She doesn't want to fight Kanye, to be fair. She does not want to fight Kanye. Now, this is something interesting that's coming through. The reason being is that they are afraid, or they give me the word they, so I'm going to go with they. We'll find out who they are. They are afraid that the state he is in, things are really going to come out. So it's a matter of whatever wants to come out is like there is something about protecting that at all costs, because it's as if he has gotten to another stage of volatility. We have that with the High Priestess here. The High Priestess, this is what I was saying about Kim. Like Kim is in a space where she is starting a new cycle. This is like Kim is turning up in a different energy. She's gone through her Kanye situation. She has learned her lesson. She's looked at herself. She's done that healing work. She's integrated elements of her shadow. Like she is really in a different space when it comes to him. And dare I say, from the energies that I'm seeing here, because Kim Kardashian is coming through as an empress. Kim Kardashian is coming through as a high priestess. Kanye's energy is a Nine of Wands and a Knight of Cups. This is what I said at the very beginning. It's like this divine feminine energy that the Kardashians have. Like people, I will say this here for nothing, and I'll probably do a reading on this. People say, oh, it's a Kardashian curse, a Kardashian curse. The Kardashians aren't cursed. What the Kardashians have, they're very in touch with the potency of their divine feminine energy. And with the High Priestess card, they know how to use it. I'm not saying that they're into manipulate. In fact, let me not go on. I'll just leave that message as it is because I think I've said enough. But this is the thing, and it's something that Kanye, believe it or not, he is intimidated by and he's scared of simply because he can't control it. If Kim, and I said this in my last reading about Kim, and it's a message that's appeared here again, if she could just give Kanye all the money he wants for him to stay out of her life or set or whatever he needs or whatever he wants, set it up so that he leaves her alone, she would do it. She would do it. It's like, and I said this before with Kim, like her divorce from him. Notice this person is celebrating being released. It's the same nine of wands. The same nine of wands. So she has nine of wands in her energy. Kanye is turning up as a nine of wands. This is Kim in the past. She's moved on and integrated her lessons and elevated to become a high priestess. He's still in that nine of wands energy. He is still bitter about the divorce and how it went down. And yeah, he's still bitter about that. Okay, so let's go into. But interestingly enough, even though he is bitter about it, he betrayed her in the marriage. I don't know whether he expected to keep on betraying her and she stayed around, but after a while, she just had enough and she was ready to move on. Okay, so let's go into Jay Z and Beyonce. I don't think I'll have time to do what's next or any predictions because because this is becoming a long reading and I didn't intend for it to. We know we are in Jay Z and Beyonce's energy when we get the Emperor. Yeah. Oh gosh, Two of Swords. Okay, let's clear. Hang on. I have a feeling that the Kardashians and the Carters are talking in the background. So I was going to move this energy, but oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So this is what I'm saying. I have a feeling that with this Emperor energy and the Five of Wands, the Carters and the Kardashians are talking in the background. And they are colluding in terms of how, with the Five of Wands, they could keep Kanye in check. I feel that both of them and all these parties are talking, by the way. Behind the scenes, they're talking. They're drawing me to the Four of Cups here. They're talking, they're trying to appease Kanye at this point in time behind the scenes. That's what they're trying to do. Kanye's sitting here with his arms folded, is not having any of it. He's like a petulant child. He doesn't want to know. But he is enjoying the attention that of being of them sort of behind the scenes trying to reach out to him, trying to smooth things over. Like there's an energy with Kanye of him enjoying the chaos that he's creating. It sort of gives him that control, right? But I'm picking up here that Jay Z in the background with his hands, like they are working out a strategy. They are working out something behind the scenes. Again, it's not about the children, but it's about his volatility and what else he could say. And when I say the volatility, sorry, I should have shown this before. We have that volatility here with the Two of Wands. It's like someone is just consumed in their own feelings with regards to a situation, their own betrayal, their own hurt, their own. It's as if that sort of thing could send someone over the edge and they're so consumed by it. This is them trying to talk Kanye off a ledge. Yeah. Now, what's interesting in Jay Z and Beyonce's energy is this Seven of Swords. It's a betrayal. And it's a betrayal linked to a high priestess. It's a betrayal when it comes to Kanye that they've done. And this is the channeled message that I got from my spirit guides at the beginning. It's something, because this is in Jay Z and Beyonce's energy. It's a Seven of Swords. It's some betrayal. It's something that's happened, but they're not giving me exactly what that betrayal is. But when it comes to the Kardashians, Kanye, Jay Z, and Beyonce, there is something there of a betrayal. Now, this betrayal I'm seeing here can work both ways. It can work both ways of Kanye crossing a line and betraying them as well. It can work both ways. Dare I say, I feel that This isn't going to stop Jay Z and Beyonce, though, particularly Beyonce and her tour and everything coming up, and people being there to celebrate them. This isn't going to stop them whatsoever. It's not. What we are going to see a lot of in the press as well is there are going to be some stories. I don't know whether this is stories being planted or not, but there is some retribution that's coming, but they're not giving me how this retribution, like from Jay Z and Beyonce, there's some retribution that is coming down the line. It's like it's being concocted, it's being thought of right now. But exactly because we have this Knight of Swords, and Kanye has been turning up as a knight, like he is in his knight energy all this time. So I feel that this retribution and this humiliation of someone and this telling someone off, it's like they're going to try to get Kanye where they feel would hurt him. But I'm not actually quite seeing that happen. They're just in my mind's eye telling me to look into something more to wrap up this reading. And what we're going to look into more is what else was Kanye hoping to get from bringing up Jay Z and Beyonce's children? What else was he hoping to get? There's this little nugget that I have a feeling it's there, but I'm not quite seeing it. It's veiled. This information I'm trying to access is a bit veiled. Hmm. It may be that we're not meant to know just yet. I keep on getting this Knight of Wands. Hmm. And a Hangman again. What angle is Kanye working? A lot of it is control. Him wanting to be the, it's like narcissism on overdrive. Him wanting to have that control over people. A lot of it is narcissism in overdrive and resentment. And even though that is the case, yeah, okay, got it. It's narcissism and it's resentment at, oh, God damn it, how did this appear? I'll take it reverse. Can't remember how it appeared. It's, I always say this, you guys always hear me say this in my readings. What we as a collective perceive as up is really down, and what's down is really up. This is whenever I see a hierophant in this type of reading, this is the behind the veil type of situation. The higher up you get, the more accountable or the more you are controlled by the higher ups, basically, the higher up you get. So, Jay-Z, Kanye was always talking about Jay-Z being controlled and this and that. Everyone is controlled to some extent or the other. So with Kanye thinking, I don't want to be controlled anymore, blah, 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 blah. So I am going to disconnect myself. So I'm going to come out, say the most outrageous things in contradiction to, as my spirit guide said earlier, I'm going to say the most outrageous things. I'm going to cancel myself. I am going to contradict the simulations, rules, and regulations, and that of the veil as well. And I'm going to go about my business and go about my own way. I'm going to create such a ruckus that I exit contracts. They're forced to exit me out of contracts and so on that I don't want to be a part of. That was all part of his plan. However, there is something of a backfire that's happened with the star energy. So if Kanye was thinking by doing all of that, he could have started some new crusade of people rising up, and all of that. It's with the star reverse, it hasn't really worked out that way. And what I'm picking up is that with the Six of Cups in the background, there's a lot that Kanye has sacrificed in terms of being part of these inner societies. So he knows everything that's going on with these inner societies, and it's being a part of that. These inner societies themselves have let him go. He decided to move on. We have 3 and 3, of working with these inner societies and being able to be leveraged because of them. A lot of this is pain and hurt and resentment, and it's finding a way to reveal this information. But the problem is that The collective are, and this is something my spirit guide said earlier, we as a collective are asleep. So even if certain things are being said right in front of us, we can't grasp it and see it for what it is. Half the time, the collective isn't hearing it because the collective are asleep. So the more shocking and the more outlandish and the more outrageous you could be, he is hoping to, in a way, wake people up. Now I'm saying this, but I feel like as I'm saying this, I'm giving Kanye too much credit because he's really, yeah, I feel like I'm giving him too much credit here, but I am just giving the images that they're showing me and I'm channeling the messages from the cards. Okay, guys, I am tapped out being in Kanye's energy. It's really, really tough being in this man's energy. And it's a lot of people that I've channeled in this reading. So I'm just going to leave it there. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you in future readings. Bye for now.